Hi everyone, it's Denise and welcome back. Today I have kind of a long video for you today. I have some footage here of me building at Sommerville Place on my non-modded character. Now this is my character that I've been playing since day one. She's a level 252 legit and so I am very proud of this character. And you know, she's an oldie. She's like a family member to me. And so if you'll recall, what we have already built at this settlement is the flower shop, the plop shop, which is the shop where you just kind of throw everything in bins. And we did the weapons and armor shop, though I did not get to do a tour of it already. However, at the end of this video is a very short tour of it. And I'm glad I did make some backup videos, and I had some on Twitch as well from where I had streamed. You know, I think any halfway decent YouTuber worth their salt always has some backup videos in case something untoward happens. Which leads me to let you guys know before I tell you this that I appreciate each and every one of you, and I don't want to let anyone down, disappoint anyone, or make anyone mad. So I have decided that I'm going to kind of get out of the funk that I've been in the past few days because of this happenstance, and just I'll have to just start over again. I ran into a bug over the weekend. And it was while I was playing this character, so I had all my mods disabled, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't a mod issue, but every time I would go to the Fallout 4 menu, it would do that loud buzzing, you know, and then it would just freeze up and take me to the Xbox One hub area. So I couldn't even get into the game at all. I couldn't get in there to mess with the mods, to go in there and load a certain game. I couldn't hit continue. I mean, I just had no way to hit any of those options from the main menu because it would just freeze, crash, and then, you know, go to the Xbox One main hub area. So I waited a couple of days to see if maybe it would right itself or whatever, but it wasn't working. So I had to go ahead and delete everything that I have ever built on this character. I also lost my modded saves. However, on my husband's character, on his modded character, I didn't lose anything. It's just everything on my gamer tag that was lost. And so, you know, I've been kind of depressed about that, and I'm really trying hard as I talk about it, like, not to start crying, because I've been like crying since this happened. And you know, I didn't trust my voice until now to do another video because I was afraid I was just gonna start bawling when I was, you know, commentating or whatever. So yeah, I lost everything. I had to delete everything and start over again. And you know, I was so bummed out. I thought about quitting everything altogether, and then I was like, no, I can't do that. You know, I have subscribers and friends and family that like watching these videos and want to see more. So I you know, I'm starting over again. So I have some of these videos on the back burner, and we'll just have to you know, kind of watch those and let those tide us over until I can, you know, do all the gameplay over again. You know, Vault 88, Nuka World, Far Harbor. It's gonna take me a while. So I'll do a modded character, and I'll do an unmodded one again on my own save, and see what happens. Hopefully I won't run into this bad luck again, but I think honestly that it had something to do with me doing a hard reset. That's where you like hold the button on the console for like 9 seconds to reset it. Although I was still able to load up the game 3 or 4 more times after I did that, and it loaded fine. I think it was only on the 4th like freeze up that it finally wouldn't let me back into the game. So I don't know if it was something that I did, or if it was just like the game said, you know, hey, you've done too much, and you know, we can't process this information anymore, so we're just gonna lock you out of everything. So yeah, but this bar in particular was an idea that I've had for a long time, and it seemed right to do it at Sommerville because Sommerville needs a bar, and it's going to be pretty big. Like the side that I'm on right now, it's going to be like the little cafeteria area, and I do have more footage of it being almost finished, but this is the early stages of where I was just fiddle-faddling around with the different levels. I wanted it to be multi-leveled, but not, you know, like you had to climb up a big ladder to get to each section. So, and then the main area where I'm in right now would be the part where the main bar would be. So, but yeah, everyone, that's what's going on. I thank you guys for all your support, especially everyone on Discord that keeps up with me on a daily basis and talks to me, and you know, everyone is just so wonderful and so giving and so helpful. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone and all of my friends. I mean, everyone is my friend, but you know, y'all have just been so amazing. MrVein, Donald, Emily, Commonwealth Courier, Angela, Scarecrow Gaming, my friend Gary, Logo 4-Pack, D, OnAWim 7737, Kat, SushiKat Gaming, Otto, Mark. Everyone has just been so wonderful. My friend Cody, Z14. Gosh, I could go on and on and on with all of y'all's names and how much your friendship and support means to me. And I'm not saying that to sound cheesy or anything. I really sincerely mean that. And I know a lot of you have been through the same thing where you have lost everything. My friend Jan, you know, lost everything. I'm sure all of y'all have been through this before. It's just that that was a 1.5 year long character. It wasn't like, and this is not to like impugn or make anyone else's suffering less than mine, but it wasn't like a character I'd only had for a month and then lost all the data. This was the character I'd been playing since day one. So, and I only had about 12 or 13 more levels to get to max out on her, and I had built up every single settlement, and some of them tore down the original settlement and had already rebuilt, on a lot of my settlements. So I mean, it was just a lot of just work down the down the drain. All my settlements that I had built up, sometimes I would go back to them just to walk around, get new ideas, see what I was doing, you know, at that point in time, and see how I've changed. And you know, a picture doesn't do justice to these builds. I mean, when you see them in game, in person, it's a lot different than seeing it on a video. So I don't have the ability to do that anymore. All I have now is my old videos to go back to and reference to my builds and whatnot. So I guess it could be worse. I guess I could have lost all my videos on YouTube, which, you know, would have been even worse, knock on wood. So I'm really trying hard to stay positive and look on the bright side of things. You know, maybe this happened for a reason, you know, or whatever. I don't know. So, but with the support of y'all and, you know, all your suggestions and ideas, I really wouldn't have been able to pick myself up and and start all over again if it hadn't been for y'all. So I just want to say again, thank you so much, and I really appreciate y'all supporting the channel and watching my videos. It really has been a lovely, lovely experience, and I hope to keep doing it. I mean, I don't think I'll ever get tired of building on Fallout 4, and you know, I'm not sure if the content will get burnt out or not, or, you know, kind of fizzle out, but I don't think that it has. I think there's still a lot to be had and said for the game, and plus with the whole creation club coming up, you know, we could have even more possibilities than what we have now. So yeah, I just wanted to say all of that, and I'm sorry if it was kind of long-winded and stuff like that, but I just had to get that out because it's been, you know, nagging on me, and everyone's like, you should make a video and let everyone know what's going on. So of course I had planned to do that, but I didn't want to make a separate video for it to I thought I could just kind of tell you guys in this video and kind of kill two birds with one stone type of thing. But yeah, I hardly ever put out videos like this where I'm actually building from the ground up of an actual thing. Usually you'll see it like halfway in, it's already halfway built, and I'm just doing finishing touches or decorating. So you can see me, there's a lot of cuts in the video where either the game froze up or I was changing the weather so y'all could see things better. This is me trying to get the levels the right way that I want them, and I eventually do. I wanted a raised area on both sides that would house a few little tables and stuff, and then the main area would kind of be like a dance floor in a way, with maybe a couple more tables put in there, or booths or something. And then, like I said, on the other side would be the cafeteria, where, you know, people could go in there and eat and actually get a real meal, as opposed to just like alcohol and crackers or something. So and I had well, you'll see it later in a later video, but I have 3 entrances. I had like one entrance main to the bar, another entrance into the cafeteria, and I used that barn wall with the big hole in it. It's kind of like a doorway. A lot of people use it for a doorway, and I used it as a doorway from the bar coming into the area that had the other 2 doors in it. So it's kind of, I was just like, that's the drunk person's entrance. They can go in and out of that one, and then the people that are sober can go in and out of the regular doors. But yeah, it's just an extra door there to maybe haul people out that are drunk or unruly. So, but I think everyone knows that Sommerville is kind of an annoying place to build. One, because of the weather. You can see that it gets dark and it rains a lot. So I really tried to keep the weather under control while I was doing all of this. And even though this is my non-modded character, so I'm not using any mods to build, I do use that little cheat terminal to help me with the weather. That's really, really helpful. So, but the whole building and everything else is no mods at all. And so, and the other thing about Sommerville that's kind of wacky is it's all uneven ground. It's so hilly and you know, different layers and stuff. So you kind of have to build your own flat surface in order to, you know, build things the way that you want. And I just kind of plopped things down here. You know, the plop shop, I plopped it right down next to the house. The flower shop is behind the house, kind of up on the hill, and then the armor shop is just kind of over here in the front of the house. So and to me, that's kind of the way you have to do it here. I mean, it's just, you just got to plop things down where you know, where it kind of just works. It may not look as cohesive, but it's just really hard to make everything kind of in one clump here, you know, as opposed to a place like Starlight where you could build 4 or 5 buildings really close together and it's no big deal. But this place is just so weird. It's kind of hard to do that, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't even know that I thought, well, since I had so much to tell you guys, that I wouldn't have 35 minutes worth of chit-chatting to do, but I might well, but get quiet here a couple of times just because I'm not sure what, I'm winging this, you know, I'm not going off a script or anything. I watched myself building it, of course, but I haven't watched this video, so I'm not quite sure what all it involves. So this is me finally putting up the walls. I think I've got most of it to my satisfaction. Of course, you'll still see me changing things up a little bit here and there. But the cafeteria was so cute, and I had all these cute things in the cafeteria, and you'll see it in one of my next videos, everything I did in the little cafeteria, and some new ideas that I have had, some old ideas that I've had and never really got to implement them anywhere yet. So yeah, I mean, I've built a couple cafeterias before. I built one at Spectacle Island with the vault pieces, and then I built one at Dalton Farm. So, but this one I wanted to look a little bit different, and it definitely did. And I really liked how it was coming out. It's just so cute. And but it's all gone. But what I'm gonna do is, because this was a build, like I said, I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's a specialty bar. I have to redo this. I mean, I have to definitely redo this. Now at Sommerville, I probably won't like redo the weapons and armor shop, the plot shop, or the flower shop, but I'll definitely get this bar redone for you guys, because it's kind of a funny little thing that I've had for a while. You know, like the plot shop, the flower shop, I always try to have something that's just different, that no one's seen before, a theme or something to it. So that's kind of what this one was. And you know, it's definitely not something that I've seen anyone do before in regards to the idea that I had for it. So that's another reason why I really want to, you know, make sure I redo it, rebuild it on the new character, and get to show you guys, because I'm really excited about it. So right now, the process I'm in is retrieving all my old mods, because all my reserve space got deleted, all my old saves got deleted, and so everything's gone. I have had to find all the mods. My list that I had helped me find some of them. Excuse me. And so I'm having to re-download all my mods, for when I decide to use mods, they're going to be there in the list, and I can turn them on and off whenever I need to. And right now I'm in the process of getting them all back in the proper load order, and maybe switching some of those up. I'm all the time trying to watch videos about load order and stuff, and there's not a real science to it, but I just keep trying to perfect it any way that I can to prevent game crashes. Of course, I had as many game crashes on my unmodded character even before I started using mods as I do when I am using mods. So I really don't think the mods are to blame for all of the game crashes necessarily. I think it's just the fact that I do a lot of heavy junk decoration, and I had not taken down Grey Garden grocery store yet, so all those items were still there, and I had not taken those down. Heck, that could have been part of it. The fact that I just had so much stuff in the game, you know, and maybe it just couldn't take it, and I somehow broke it. So I don't know, but these things happen, and you know, you can either curl up and die from it, or just, you know, pick yourself up and you know, start all over again. So that's what I'm trying to do here, guys. So, you know, I appreciate the support and all the positive feedback and everything I've been getting, and I know you guys really well, and I know you're going to give me even more love once this video comes out. So again, I thank you. I mean, you guys are just the best, every single one of you, even the ones I'm not real close to. I mean, you come in and you are always commenting and saying, hey Denise, you're doing a great job, even though sometimes I think I'm not doing a great job, but y'all are very reassuring, and that really, really helps me to keep going and gives me a lot of inspiration. And so yeah, I really can't thank you enough. So here we are in more bad weather, it looks like, and some darkness, and it looks like we might be having a rad storm as well. And I was fiddle-faddling around with these pieces, and you know how they snap one way, and you're like, no, I don't want it to snap that way, I want it to snap the other way. And I think that's kind of what was going on here. It was kind of wackadoodle there for a minute, but I eventually, you know, get it going the way that I want. And the entrance is kind of like, you kind of have to walk down that hill and then into the entrance. So it's not, I don't know how to say it, not ideal, but it's just kind of the way it worked out. So, you know, some of y'all may like that, some may not. Of course, if you were going to try to replicate something like this, you could always raise it up even more to where it gets kind of over that little humpy hill thing. But I wanted also to try to get it up high enough to where not a lot of the grass was showing through. I mean, sometimes you can't help but get some grass popping through the floor. You know, that's just inevitable, especially if you're don't have the particular mods that scraps all that grass. So, and I wasn't using mods on this one, so I just, you know, tried to raise it up to where it didn't look too silly. And, you know, in the spots down below where I used the shack stairs ladder to put an extra layer underneath, so those concrete blocks didn't look like they were floating. But I had forgotten that the warehouse and barn concrete blocks are just a smidgen taller than the original concrete block in the wood tab, and so they'll snap over each other and have that little shimmery thing going on. But, you know, if that's something that doesn't bother you, then it's fine. And that one really didn't bother me because it was on that, no one could really see it unless they walked all the way over there and hunched down to see it. here's me just trying to get pieces to snap. And I think eventually what I do is get one piece in there and then glitch some stairs in there. Because I want to make sure that they'll get into the place. You know, I think they will walk down the hill and go in there. And when I get the cafeteria built, I realize, oh yeah, they can get in here just fine. Because as soon as I get the cafeteria built and put those booths in there, then they all start coming over there and hanging out. And like I said, once I get that footage up, you'll see what I'm talking about. Because it seems like every time you start building something new, all the settlers have to come over and see what you're doing, you know, and hang around and get in your way and, you know, just being a bunch of bugaboos. And whether they have jobs or not, they always end up doing that. And I did still have a problem with the people at the settlement not getting assigned. So, you know, redoing this place, at least I'll have people now in the new character save that will be able to be at their jobs. You know, it won't just be a bunch of people walking around with me not being able to assign them to anything. So everything that was buggy with the game, you know, deleting all of my saves, you know, having to do that in order to you know, re-access the game and everything, and then deleting all my reserve space, you know, I've gotten rid of a lot of those bugs by doing that. So, I mean, I guess that's another positive thing to look at it about it, but, it's not really that I lost my saves, technically, it's just that I could not access them from the main menu, and there was no other way to go about this that I know of during all my research during this horrible time, you know, that I could do anything about. And I really think it was a cloud save corruption, because even when I would sync the data back to the other console and sync it back, whatever the issue was traveling with it. So we used to be able to have the ability to delete our cloud saves separate from the local hard saves, and so I could have saved my gameplay had I been able to delete just the cloud saves, but they took that ability away from us, and so it's kind of like an all or nothing thing now. You know, either you know, it's not separated out anymore. When you delete everything, I mean, it deletes everything. So, and I'm not sure why they did that. For this kind of situation, it was definitely, you know, a bummer. And like I said, I'm sure other people have went through this and know what I'm talking about. It's very frustrating. So I just wish y'all luck and hope that none of this ever happens to you. It's just horrible, horrible when it does. And, you know, I thought, you know, talking to my friends and when they lost their saves and everything, like, God, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I'd do if that ever happened to me. And just horrible, horrible. And then it did. It was just like, oh my goodness. So it really blindsided me, and it felt like I had just been punched in the gut. So I'm still recovering, and I'm going to try to do my best to keep content flowing on the channel. So please be patient with me, because I'm going to do the best I can for you guys. We're getting towards the end of the video. I'll chit-chat here for a few more minutes, and then I'll just fade out and let you guys watch the end of the building here. This is me. This is the front entrance, me messing with kind of the porch area. and then let you go through the weapons and armor shop and see how I had finished that up. So again, I want to thank y'all for watching, and I hope I haven't been too blasé. Really tried to work on my voice so I don't sound like a dead person. So y'all take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.
My databanks are continuing to accumulate vast amounts of data regarding the Commonwealth.
Simple as that.
You should know.